By wishing you all a very happy Valentine's Day that is coming up on the 14th of this month. And I hope you have a wonderful time celebrating with your significant other and loved ones. One of the things that I'm getting very strongly is I feel that for you this month, it seems as if it's very difficult for you to achieve stability. And I can't tell exactly what sector of your life this is coming in. I feel that it might be related to finances, okay? And I feel that it's really hard for you to overcome communication blockages. And I feel as well, it's like you're waiting on some news, you're waiting on something, and you're patiently waiting, and it's not coming through, and it's making you feel very nervous. And I feel like the communication, whatever you're waiting on, is very important because it pretty much will be the deciding factor into the next very important phase of your life. And as a result of it, you really want some closure and you really want some clarity. So I do sense that's coming through. And, you know, in the major arcana, Sagittarius is represented by the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is all about patience, okay? So I know it's not your forte, but you really want to embody the advice of the card and just be very, very patient. I feel that you might be a little bit rattled here. And that communication, whatever news it is that you're waiting on, I do feel that it's either linked to somebody's misdeeds, or you're trying to figure out whether or not somebody did commit such a certain act. And that's what you're trying to get information on before you can confront them, I feel. So let's just see one. Well, actually, we need three more. Three more cards coming in for Sagittarius. Yeah, there's some financial situation as well linked up. Okay, so Sagittarius. So this is a very, very powerful month, I feel, because all the cards, most of them have come out as kings and queens, and I do feel that because of it, it lends a very, steady, stable, decisive energy. This is a very important month for a lot of people when it comes to deciding the next phase of their lives. A lot of it has to be linked in with the romantic partners they're with, taking things to the next level, joining together, combining forces, and it's like the us against the world thing. So I do feel that the energy across the board for all the signs is very, very decisive. It's about, putting your foot down, reclaiming your territory, ruling your empire, and it's just a very, very decisive energy. And thankfully, a lot of the kings and queens have shown up in the upright position too. So I feel that misunderstandings could be one factor where somebody's shown up upright, but other people might misinterpret their actions because of their aloof behavior. But I do feel something to keep in mind about. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the court cards. Okay, the first thing that I'm sensing is for those of you who are dating an earth sign, okay? For those of you who are in a romantic relationship that is exclusive, and it's also could be, just dating, but I do feel that for those of you who are, well, seeing an earth sign, let me put it this way. So it's a little bit complicated because I'm not so used to seeing the kings and queens like this. But I do feel that beginning of the month, I feel that you yourself are tempted to step out of your relationship, or your romantic partner is tempted. There is a sense of temptation here. And I feel that if you are in a relationship with an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, it is a very, very solid relationship. I feel that, there is a great sense of balance, a good fit between the two of you, great chemistry as well. If you are dating an earth sign, I definitely feel that this is a royal couple. And to me, this seems like a good fit. They have their own lives, they have their own friends, they have their own things, but like the chemistry between the two of them, the trust, the friendship, the passion, the emotional, intellectual rapport is great. So I do feel it is a very, very stable situation, okay? I do feel that somebody in this relationship or external to you, I feel that somebody is tempting either you or your romantic partner. And I feel in your external environment, it is a water, excuse me, an air sign. Okay, so we do have the Queen of Swords as well as the Knight of Swords, and it's somebody that is potentially in a work environment or circulating around you or your romantic partner and trying to. I don't feel that the air sign is incredibly seductive, but I do feel there's temptation circulating around you or your romantic partner, and you're thinking about potentially stepping out and stepping outside of the relationship. Okay, so the air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, and that's specifically if you are dealing with an earth sign. And likewise, it can work the other way if you are dating another, if you are dating an air sign. I definitely feel there is temptation from for that air sign from their external environment. Bottom line is there is temptation external to you or your romantic partner, and no matter how you slice it, I do feel that there is going to be some type of confrontation regarding jealousies, regarding, potentially gossip, and also some kind of misdeeds, okay? Like waiting on news, wanting to hear some news, or waiting on people to reveal what it is. So what's like to reveal the truth. So I do feel that there is definitely something that is happening behind your back that you're not aware of, and something that is happening in your partner's midst, like some type of temptation here. I do feel that it could also deal with a financial dealing as well. If you have a business partner, the same thing applies. There is, so for example, if you're in a business together with, an air sign or an earth sign, and you feel like you have a very, very good, stable partnership in business, some another company might want to recruit them, and I feel like it's going to be somebody from the past. Okay, it's not like a good interaction. It's not like a pleasant history that they share together, but I do feel that there is definitely some temptation here. I do feel if you're dating an earth sign, you don't have to worry because that ship has sailed, and your excuse me, your earth sign is going to stick by your side no matter what. And I feel that they're kind of like shutting out the temptation because they know that that's all it is, and they know that this is a person that is very troublesome, that is trying to mess up the relationship. So you don't have to worry. If you are dealing with the air sign, I feel that there might be more of a penchant to step out on the relationship. So there's temptation coming through from the air, for the air sign. And I feel that it can go one of two ways. The air sign might show interest as well if you have an air sign partner, okay? And I do feel that the other way that it can play out is if it's somebody, I feel like it's not like somebody new, it's somebody from their past, and I feel that they might be confrontational as well, but then the other person might seduce them, and things like that. So one thing leading to another. So I do feel some, troublesome energy potential for love triangles here, but I do sense that if you have this talk early on at the beginning of the month, and just, clear up things and ask the other person, are we seeing each other exclusively? What are the ground rules here? Establishing that first is going to be very important for you. So because the air signs are showing up in the beginning, I would say that, communication is going to be very vital for you all to survive the muddle energy of this month, because I feel like a lot of people are involved. And because both of these cards, the High Priestess deals with concealment of information. So you want to be careful about what it is that other people are not telling you, okay? Especially in a business sense. So I feel like getting to the truth, demanding demanding answers, telling people that telling others that, oh, I want to know the truth because I'm entitled to the truth, demanding, putting your foot down, demanding answers from another person. And I feel like this is a situation where, you could potentially catch somebody in the act, like in the middle of doing the deed, and they're flustered and you're embarrassed, and it's sort of like you walk out and you deprive yourself of that opportunity to talk to them. So I feel like it's something that happens very, very, very quickly, and you have that small split second time frame, window of opportunity to ask them, like, what are you doing? Why would you do something like that? And whatever answer you solicit from them is going to be the truth, because when people are flustered, when their adrenaline is pumping, they don't know how to lie, and if they just can't lie. They will stumble over their words. So that's when you're going to get the unfiltered truth. Okay, so there's that window of opportunity. I feel like, excuse me, for a lot, I'm hoping that you still, I'm hoping that it doesn't happen at all to the point where it would be, harmful. But I do feel that, try to remain calm this month. Try to move very, very slowly so that you have opportunities like this to not get yourself flustered, and to, I guess, like, take a moment to calm your mind so that you're rational enough to have a discussion with another person rather than flying off the handle. Okay, so that's my advice here. I do feel that if you are looking for a raise, if you are doing, if you're working a lot and you feel like you deserve a raise, it is really important for you to step up and do that. And I feel that it's very favorable for you to get a raise, to get some type of a promotion, to get some type of a notch in your belt. I feel like it's an elevation in status. It's an elevation in income generating potential as well. And the opportunity is there, and it's there for the taking. I feel like there's competition surrounding this situation as well. So you want to be on the forefront, and you want to go for it and be speedy and fast about it. I do feel for a lot of you too, there might be situations where um, somebody in your environment, it's like you start off the month demanding something, like wanting something. Someone knows what it is that you want, but they don't want to be willingly giving you the information. So what I mean by this is, let's use an example. I feel like, okay, if you're in a work environment and you have to figure something out on your own, and you're soliciting help, and they don't want to spoon feed you the information, I feel like they're going to casually drop hints. I feel like they're dropping hints to help you, and I feel like they're doing it in a very discreet way. They're dropping hints to help you so that you can, get the information that you need. So be extra observant, and don't be so singularly focused on one thing, because I feel like people around you are trying to help you, and there's like hints being dropped casually so that you have the information that you need to move on. So it could be, if you're a student and you're in school, and there's this like very, very tricky question, is going to be on the final or the midterm, and your teacher is like not going to spoon feed you, but he's going to lead you to the right, on the right direction, or he's going to overlook the fact that you are collaborating with your classmates. So I feel like people know a lot more than they let on. And if you just take a step back rather than, being dashing around trying to figure out answers, if you take the time to really cultivate your social relationships and, add value to your social interactions around you rather than just having superficial conversation, you are going to get a lot of answers and revelations coming in from other people. So it is a good month for you to rely on other people. And I do feel branching out, reaching out to them is going to be more favorable. So it's sort of like this. When you become aggressive, people clam up. Okay, when you become aggressive, people clam up. When you coax and when you start to reason with people using logic, using friendship, using, just a more, I guess, calm manner, that's when they start to open up for you. So that's when doors are going to open up for you, and that's something you want to do. So don't go, guns blazing, because that's going to turn off a lot of people, okay? So I'm trying to figure out here if there's anything else I'm seeing. I feel like exes from the past, is going to cause trouble for you or your significant other, for those of you in, established relationships, or who are newly dating, or yeah, newly dating. Exes from you and your partner will be a little bit problematic. I do feel that when it comes to people with addiction problems, anyways, I feel like there might be somebody who has a penchant for lying all the time. Like they're just incapable, like a pathological liar. They're incapable of keeping their stories straight. I feel that everyone around them knows their personality and no one is saying anything. And I feel that it would be in your best interest to just not interact with them rather than asking them, in a public forum, in a public space, why they're behaving like that. Because I feel like everyone else is turning a blind eye. And the wise thing for you to do is, in a situation where you're dealing with somebody who has like a personality disorder, is to not blurt out the first thing that you hear, but rather, take heed and also turn a blind eye. Okay, I feel like it's if it's that kind of situation, it is something that is a personality disorder, and it's probably within the family, so it's a delicate issue. You want to be careful and just turn a blind eye. I do sense that I do feel as well. It is actually a very straightforward reading, so I do sense that when I mention the communication blockages, it is going to start to flow towards the end of the month. And I do feel that I do feel that I feel like there's an air sign in the picture here. So for those of you who are out and about in dating, okay, if you're just out mingling and dating, I feel that the air sign is circulating around you, and they are very interested in you. They are very incredibly attracted to you. Okay, so there's like great attraction here. So the air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I do feel that if you're dating somebody around your age, they're incredibly, incredibly attracted to you. If you're dating somebody a little bit younger, and regardless of whether you're male or female, if you're dating somebody who is younger, they are very, very attracted to you as well. But I do feel that you're holding back because you feel like they're too young. I'm sensing that. So it's like there's either you're seeing an air sign that is around your age. Well, actually, they can be around your age or older. So let's just say this, Sagittarius. Sorry for the confusing message. I'm very bad at explaining things this month. I don't know why, and it happened for all the videos. But I'm sensing that if you are dating somebody around your age or older, I do feel that they really, really, they are very, very, just like really attracted to you. And I feel like they know what they want, and I'm sensing that they might not want a relationship, but they just might want a physical relationship because they really like you. They're just very attracted to you. I'm seeing like sexual attraction all over the place here, but they might not want anything long term, okay? And I feel like they have other options as well. If you're dating a younger air sign, I feel like this person is in it for the long haul. They know that they're capable of maintaining a relationship, and they're also, interested in something long term. But I feel like if you're dating a younger person, you yourself might hold back because you feel like they're too young, and then you feel as if they're not going to be enough for you, and you might have somebody else on the table as well. So that's the energy I'm getting. If you're dating an earth sign, I feel that this earth sign is very grounded, very, very stable, very intelligent as well. Okay, so Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And because I feel like this earth sign is very adventurous, despite being an earth sign, for some reason I feel he or she is very adventurous. And they might have had like a very wild past. They might have had a very wild past, but they're very intelligent. They get themselves out of sticky situations. But I feel like in your interaction with them, you feel like, oh, this is such a bad boy or bad girl. I don't know if they're really, like if they're going to break my heart. Don't worry. I feel like everybody that you're meeting this month is pretty, I guess, honorable. So if everyone is in the upright position that you're dealing with, and you yourself is in the upright position, I do feel this energy deals with temptation, okay? The Seven of Swords, where it's somebody sneaking away from camp and have stolen all the goods. I do feel that it is a situation where it deals with temptation. It deals with people being tempted, but they're not going to succumb to it because they are innately very honorable. Okay, so I don't feel you have to worry about it. Additionally, I feel like, people from the past definitely creeping up, but they're not even showing up as a person. So I don't feel you have to worry about it. Okay. So Sagittarius, it is going to be a stable month for you. I do feel once again the message is tread lightly, be diplomatic, okay? Don't get fired up over anything, because the more pressure you exert, the more people will resist. So you want to like coax people, be diplomatic, get answers from them by being gentle rather than interrogating them or attacking them, because they will get defensive and they will clam up, okay? I do feel that, going back to what I mentioned about this being a very big month for you, where you feel like it's difficult to get um, your footing. I feel like a lot of you have recently, within the past 6 months, have recently gotten out of long-standing established relationship, and you're starting to date, and you've recently started to date, I feel, and you're trying to start a new relationship. And I feel like the exes and the problems, jealousies, temptations have started to creep in. But I do feel that, a lot of you might have been away from the dating scene for a while. So you're kind of like nervous, and you don't really know if this is something that is the norm or if this is just an anomaly. So I can say that, it creeps in all relationships. Just give it some time. Know who you're dealing with, and don't let past hurts, past trust issues come in and affect your relationships for this month, okay? Things will be okay. Just hang in there if you are newly dating. If you are single, there are plenty of options. There are also exes coming back. So you are in a, place of plenty, I would say. Just make sure you are upright and honest in all your social interactions and in your dealing. If you are not interested in somebody, it is really important to try to let them know that you're not interested, and or whatever it is, have some kind of arrangement where things are very transparent between you and another person. Okay, let me see if there's anything else that I'm picking up here. I feel like, okay, so one last thing that I'm going to say, I feel like for those of you in a relationship, okay, I feel that you need to start talking to each other again. Sometimes it's like they're there together, but there's no interaction between the two of them. Even though I feel like this is a stable couple, I just don't feel like communication is all that great. So it could be just a physical relationship. If you're dealing with somebody who's just in your life, and it's just a physical relationship and there's very, very little interaction, there is something wrong here. So you really have to try to fix that, because if it's starting already, it might just deteriorate. So you want to, find out if you have anything in common, do common things together, go out together. I feel that that's what's going to re-inject passion in the relationship, okay? So just some last minute things. I do hope you enjoy your month and your Valentine's Day, Sagittarius. If you'd like a private reading, please visit my website in the description box below, and where you can schedule an appointment for yourself, see my rates and availability and my services. And excuse me, if you have other questions, just send me an email at temperatestar@gmail.com. And I'll be back for the mid-month reading. Take care of yourself. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Bye-bye.